Hello Cancer, my name is Jason. This is your general tarot reading for March 2019. It's a general reading, so it could be about love, career, questions at the forefront of your mind. You'll know in the first minute or so, I'm thinking, whether this reading is for you. If it is, that's great. Or if it isn't, well, that's neither here nor there. But please check out your moon and rising signs also. Those readings, quite often I find the rising sign readings are much more resonant than the sun sign readings. So with that said, let's have a look and see what we might have for us in the month of March. Cancer, you seem to be going in with having a rest. So looks like you had a pretty busy February doing something, and now you're sitting back reflecting, waiting for some results of some work that you've done. Perhaps you've done a lot of paperwork, filled out a lot of contracts, and you're waiting for a decision on something. You're wondering and perhaps worrying a little bit if you've dotted the I's and crossed the T's, that kind of thing. But generally, I think the vast majority of the work is over. You might just have to post some things off, that kind of thing now. It's also a meditative, reflective card. So the knights of old traditionally sat in a coffin after they came back from battle and I suppose reflected on the fact that it could have been them laying in that coffin or dead out on the battlefield. And so perhaps there are some lessons you are learning. You've been meditating fairly strongly and you're noticing that things are starting to come to you, and you're really seeing that meditation is bringing the right answers to you, whether it's the right decisions or just spur of the moment things that you do which work out in your favor because you've asked for this. So what a fantastically spiritual time, or an awakening you seem to be having, Cancer. Okay, what's crossing you? Okay, you have the Six of Pentacles. So perhaps there have been some financial issues which have been dominating, and this is about allocation of resources, who gets what, how much of what goes to whom, that kind of thing. It's feeling like a pretty good energy. It looks like you might be getting some kind of a payout or something, I'm thinking. But there's definitely I'm feeling that we're talking about quite large sums of money here. We'll clarify later on and see, perhaps. Your conscious goal is the Fool. Okay, so if you have this energy as your conscious goal, you're looking for some freedom. You want liberation from whatever you're at the moment, and you're thinking that this meditative practice that you've been undertaking is really going to allow you this freedom somehow. So perhaps you want to start a new business or go out on your own. Perhaps you want to be independent somehow. You're seeing that the world is your oyster. You're seeing a new creativity coming out for yourself that you probably haven't seen for a long, long time, and you really want to do more of this. And you're hoping that after this hectic paperwork or whatever you've been doing, this project that you've been working on, after this is done, you're going to be able to concentrate on those things which really allow you to express yourself without fear, and you're going to be feeling so abundant from whatever this is. Well, this is your conscious goal anyway, and I'm feeling that there are good things coming to you. Okay. Your unconscious, or sorry, your unknown influence, you have the Empress. So the Empress is a feminine energy. It's a maternal energy. So I'm thinking that there may be a female in your life, in your environment, who may be affected by some of the decisions you're making. Perhaps they are reliant on you somehow, or whatever you're deciding will impact her. And perhaps if it's not that, then perhaps there's a maternal or motherly kind of a figure in your environment who might be just causing a little bit of a upset somehow. Okay, she's generally quite a very positive, intuitive energy. she's a sign of fertility. So maybe there's some talk of babies, talk of new projects beginning, and you're not sure quite when this, if it's about a new project or giving birth to a new idea that you've had. I'm feeling it's related to this Fool energy here. That the time is coming soon for the launch of this new project, this new thing that you're going to show the world. If it's not that, then it could be about pregnancy, could be about talking about children, or it could be something like maybe putting children into a new school perhaps, or doing something new for the children. So maybe putting them into like a sporting club or some kind of activity which is some kind of activity with children, perhaps to keep them busy, and you're doing it for maternal reasons. Perhaps you're seeing a need that a child or some children need a certain activity to steer them away or to give them some kind of a balance. We'll have a look at this. Okay, in your recent past, you have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles talks about having a few things on, or trying to do a few things at once. And while it looks like you're handling that pretty well there, like this character is, and you could probably go around indefinitely, just like this person is dancing quite happily, just handling these two objects, these two jobs, or these two activities somehow. There's no room in his hands for anything else, and he's got the ships in the background, and to bring those ships in, he may have to let go of something. So perhaps cut down the hours at work, or wait for this busy period to get over somehow. But because this is in the recent past, looks like you've had a fair bit of work to do, and it's stopped you from doing this new creative activity, I'm feeling. So you've been busy, basically, perhaps too busy to really explore some of those other creative energies. And I'm feeling like this is a creative kind of an activity that you've been concentrating on, and you really want to spend more time doing that. You're finding that it's really fulfilling you somehow. All right, approaching influence. In your approaching influence, you have the Ten of Cups. So it looks like you're really going to have more of this abundance. I'm feeling you're feeling pretty abundant as things are now, Cancer. And it looks like this happy family, happy home, these 10 cups here, celebrating just what they have, and this beautiful happiness. There's more of that coming. Okay. And it's because you're reaching where you finally want to be, or a new milestone in something. Okay, your talents and skills. What are you bringing to the world, to this project that you have now? And this is the Knight of Cups, the knight in shining armor here. He's got a genuine cup of love that he's offering the world there. So it looks like you're coming from a place of love, Cancer. You're coming from a place of really a genuine wish to give to the world what you have to offer, whatever this creative thing is. It's coming from a place of love and abundance, and I'm feeling you've really done a lot of work on yourself, and now it's like you want to share that with the rest of the world. What a beautiful energy. And because it's a knight, it's a card of action, okay? So you'll be able to share the love. Okay, your environment, your place in it, how your environment sees you, how you see your environment. Now, this is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles can generally talk about being left out in the cold, okay? Somehow alienating yourself from the church or from the traditional way of doing things. So I'm feeling that this is about you going your own way and finding something which is not the traditional conservative way of doing things. People are starting to see you perhaps as a bit of an oddball in a certain way. And um, I don't think they're leaving you out. I think it's just the way they're seeing you as well. This person's a little bit different. And look, what's wrong with that? If we were all the same, wouldn't that be pretty boring? So that is looking, so even though it can be seen as sort of negative card, I'm seeing that this is you and your growth, just you doing what you need to do without worrying about what the world thinks about you and what the standards of society think. There are plenty of people in your tribe, Cancer, that have the same kind of beliefs and values as you are developing, that you're feeling quite at home with that, and you're not too worried about what the larger world might think. Your hopes and fears. Your hopes and fears. You have the Hermit card. So this is a card of soul searching. It's a card of going deep within yourself to find out where you really belong. And I think you're in a good space now to be able to look and see who you really are. I'm feeling that you like this idea of really confronting yourself, and you're in a position now where you're willing to face your shadow side, your darker side, and it's quite a liberating experience for you because you're learning to get rid of your ego and work on how to improve yourself, okay? Not coming from a place of ego. We'll clarify some of these and see what we end up with. Okay, and the outcome at the end of this. So the outcome at the end of March for you, you have the Two of Cups. Now this could be finding a beautiful partnership which will give you a sense of equal give and take here. It can be relationship, but it can also be a business or a business partnership or a romantic partnership, or even just finding a job or a vocation that's making you feel really that you're getting out of it what you're putting into it. Okay, it might not be a financial thing we're talking about here, but we're talking about real emotional satisfaction. If it is a love interest, then this will develop into something really beautiful if you let it, okay? And I'm feeling that a lot of this is because you've dropped that ego, and the fear of rejection that doesn't play anymore into your relationships. So you've really grown a lot there, or you're still growing, and you're willing to grow more, and you're willing to. I'm thinking that's what this meditation's been about. You're willing to just accept who you are, love yourself, and come from a place of honesty. And so it's looking like a really nice card for your growth and development. But we're going to clarify some of these now and see what comes out. So the Four of Swords, definitely you've come through sort of a busy period, and now you're reflecting on where you're at, perhaps looking at your next move. I don't feel the need to clarify that, but what's crossing you? The Six of Pentacles. So there's something about generosity, about resource allocation, something about money here. Perhaps you'll be taking a pay cut, and you're actually happy to take a pay cut because wherever you've been has not been fulfilling for you. And so again, with this personal growth, perhaps you've realized now that money is not everything. Not that I think you've ever been that money oriented, but you've realized that you can survive on a lot less than perhaps you've led yourself to believe. So why is the Six of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Six of Pentacles for Cancer for March. And you've got here Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords talks about having a message to call out to the world, perhaps. So you've got something you want to say, like you've changed your image, and perhaps you're feeling that people misunderstand you, and so that's one thing I'm getting. You might be speaking your mind about who you are, and you're making a statement about who you are, and part of that might be taking this pay cut or taking some kind of cut in something. It can also be a card of gossip. Okay, so I would just be careful that you might be hearing that people have been gossiping about you, and it'll be up to you again with this ego thing, and I think you'll be fine with it to just forget about it. It'll just be water off a duck's back. Okay, I've just been reminded of that, saying that what other people think of you is none of your business. Okay, so maybe that's relevant there. It's also a card of research, so perhaps you need to be doing some learning, some studying about something. It could also be about spying, so seeing what people have been up to somehow, or perhaps someone is spying on you. I'm not feeling anything sinister at the moment. Perhaps someone's interested in you or just curious about you. Perhaps if you're going into business, maybe this is a client just looking at what you have to offer. So if you've got, for example, a YouTube channel, maybe they're looking at you just to see what you do, okay, if you're the right fit for them. Okay, so let's have a look at the Fool card here. Now the Fool card, I think I've said already that you just want this brand new start, this brand new freedom. I don't really feel that I need to clarify the Fool card, because 0 is the Fool's number, and the Fool card is just totally untainted by anything. So the Fool energy is just what it is. Okay, in this position, I'm saying you want just that freedom to just go forth and do whatever the universe has for you. You're ready to just take it. Okay, so that's a really nice feeling. The Empress card, though, let's have a look in your unknown influence. So perhaps there's a female who is in this mix somewhere. Let's have a look and find out why is the Empress card here. There's a sense of rebirth as well. Rebirth, or not rebirth, fertility, starting something new. And you have the Empress. Okay, so the Empress clarifies the Empress. You definitely have a new start coming, something that it might be unexpected, but it's something which has been in your subconscious for a long time. And I'm just feeling that there's a lot of female energy here. So you might be dealing with a lot of females launching this project. Perhaps you've got a lot of female customers, and there'll be an offer come to you to participate in something, some kind of community event, and it's going to allow you to really show what you have. Okay, so that's feeling pretty positive, pretty good. But let's have a look. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? I'm just conscious of time, so we'll try and move along, or maybe I'll just talk faster. The Two of Pentacles. So there's something needs to go, or something needed to go for something else to come in. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? Okay, Six of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so you were in a situation. You've decided that you're just going to move away from this. So probably a toxic job, toxic work situation. I'm thinking it could have been a toxic relationship. It was just something that you decided that you needed to value yourself a bit more, and you took a stand for yourself, and you decided to move on, whether that was emotionally to just let things go, or to really literally just move on, resign, and find another way. And that's allowing room for this new Empress energy to come in, I'm feeling. And remember, we have in the approaching influence position your 10 of Cups. Now the 10 of Cups is a beautiful energy, and so whatever you've let go of, this, I'm feeling it was a bit toxic, and you've moved on, this is really bringing you some emotional fulfillment, the satisfaction of living your path that you want to take. Right, so can we clarify the Ten of Cups here? Clarify the Ten of Cups here for Cancer for March. Okay, and you have the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords talks about like a victory. It might not be a strong victory, but it'll be a small victory nonetheless, which helps show you that you're on the right path. It's also about whatever you've done back here to make you have this rest. There may be something come back to slow things down. So I'm thinking perhaps there's some paperwork you might need to revisit, some contracts that might just need going over again, or someone will send something back to you or start asking questions about this or that. But I'm feeling you're going to be fine with that. The Five of Swords is about winning the battle but not the war. So things might not be over yet, but you're heading in the right direction. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, in the talents and skills that you're bringing now, you're bringing this new emotional abundance and this real feeling of love, and you're just emanating this feeling, this light almost. So if you've been meditating, it looks like you have been, and it's really paying off, and you can probably feel it, or if you can't, definitely other people around you can feel it, Cancer. So the Knight of Cups here, in your present position, you've got something to offer the world here, and it helps people emotionally. Okay, and clarifying that, you have, here we go, the Three of Swords. Okay, so don't know what to say about that, apart from that there's healing. Okay, I'm feeling that you're healing from this, or your ability to give to others is helping you heal. So by offering this love to people, okay, it's helping you get over this, whatever this was. Okay, this betrayal, which may have happened quite a while ago now, and you've put some work into yourself, and you realise that perhaps community service, or really putting yourself out there, talking about your spirituality, or talking about your experiences somehow, and how they've impacted you and how you've overcome them. That's what I'm feeling there for that. Yeah, so please don't go thinking that someone's going to be going around cheating on you or robbing you. I mean, that can always happen. You might not have control over that. But for this, I'm saying that whatever you're offering the world is helping you heal from this sense of betrayal that you had, or this broken heart, or this sense of perhaps there was like a mob ganging up on you, or you were the odd one out somehow, and you've realised that the way to deal with that is to speak out about it and to respond to it with love and forgiveness, I'm thinking. Let's have a look at the Five of Pentacles. Now remember, the Five of Pentacles here was in your environment, and how your environment sees you, perhaps how the world is seeing you. Why is the Five of Pentacles here for Cancer? Please, why is the Five of Pentacles here for Cancer in their relationship to their environment? And you've got the Tower card. Okay, so something is definitely changing with the way you fit in your community, Cancer. People are seeing you differently. The old you is no longer there, and people see that now. They've had to totally reevaluate how they see you. So perhaps you've totally changed the way you dress and the way you look and the way you respond to people, and perhaps in the past you may have been a bit standoffish or a bit aloof, and now people might come up to you and try to talk to you, and they get this warmth and this glow from you, and they don't quite know how to handle that. And so, but it is they're seeing you as genuine. It's just that they're seeing you a bit of a genuine weirdo. So they're just taken aback by that, and so they're totally changing the way they see you. Okay, which is pretty interesting. Let's have a look at this Hermit card. Why is the Hermit card here in your hopes and fears position? So you're really looking forward to this opportunity to delve more deeply. So perhaps you're going to the spiritual retreats or to see psychic mediums and to try and learn a little bit more about yourself. Perhaps you're reading books or checking out some sites which are more on the esoteric level. Have a look. Please clarify the Hermit here for Cancer. Why is the Hermit here for Cancer? March 2019. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, again, they're a long-term prospect. Okay, so this is life-changing for you, I'm feeling. That, but it's also got quite a financial slant to it. So whatever you have been working on, it's a totally new career, I'm thinking, and it's mixing spirituality with the real world. And so you've got the Hermit here, very spiritual energy, okay, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles here, which is a very material energy, and you're putting these two together to create a new career for yourself, a new life. So it looks like it's some pretty big changes here for you, and living the dream. You're living the dream, Cancer. What it's feeling like. Okay, and then the outcome of all this, when you're finally on that path, finally on the path that you know is right for you, maybe you never actually get to the final destination, because what do you do when you get there? Then what have you got? But if you're on the right path, then things are looking up for you. And so you've got this Two of Cups. Please clarify the Two of Cups in the outcome position for Cancer for March 2019. I'm really hoping this is a nice partnership for you, Cancer. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles talks about work. Okay, it talks about moving towards something. So I'm thinking you might be going into partnership with someone. You might be going into partnership, Cancer, with someone who may also be a romantic partner, or there is strong scope there. There might be some sexual tension there, perhaps. But it looks like there's a really good mix. Two of you will be on the same page as far as what's required to succeed in business. And so you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about working and learning and moving towards something. And you've got it here with the Two of Cups, which is a great partnership of a meeting of souls, or they can even call it the soulmate card. So that's your reading, Cancer. I hope that's resonated for you. It's looking pretty positive. You've got a lot of realizations you've had about yourself, I'm seeing here. And we're all works in progress. So please like and subscribe. Leave a comment for me. Let me know how this reading's worked for you. And thank you for watching. I'll hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.